So in terms of setup, as we said, main thing was obviously getting away from this sort of wide stance. If you look on the right hand side, if I said long swing or short shot, you could think, okay, it looks like a short shot you're going to be playing there. Okay, so by bringing the feet in a little bit narrower, putting a bit more weight onto that front foot, just put everything now in a position to play a shorter swing, more under control, accelerating the club through. And then depending on how far the shot is, so everything like circling around the golf ball, how far the shot is depends on how far back the club will travel. So if we go back to here, it's going to go through to that length of flag. This one here now goes back just a little bit further. Okay, not much, but again on that line there, that line there, or there, or there, or there, these small little increments up the sort of circle will change how far the ball goes. But what you'll find with this position now, with a better strike, better position of ball position, narrower stance, weight on that front foot, you're going to strike the golf ball better, more consistently. Okay. So once you hit the golf ball the same each and every time, if then when you swing to here, I guess about 7:30 on the clock face kind of thing, you know that shot now with that club will go 25 yards, give or take. Yeah. If you want to go 35 yards, you swing sort of 9 o'clock or 9:30. If you want to go less, you swing back less. Because the contact now is going to be more consistent, therefore the length of shot now will be better. Previously, you might swing back the club to there, halfway, and depending if you hit the ground behind the ball or top the golf ball or strike it properly, you get 3 different shots in the same 3 swings.
That's what I was asking.
And then judging distance is just, it's just guesswork. Because the variance now between this, if you make a swing that, should we say, we'll call that 35 yards out, that's where that first shot roughly went. If you hit the ground behind the ball, depending on how much behind the ball, it might go 10 yards, 15, 20. Exactly. If you then miss the ground, it might go 60 or 55 or whatever. It's going to whiz across the green like an excellent rocket. And if you strike it properly, it goes 30. So there's always that guesswork, and the gap between hitting the ground and topping the ball is massive. Okay. So it's always difficult to judge. Then you're thinking, well, if I go long, there's water bound, so I go a little bit short, and then you're trying to play, you're relying on a bad shot. Then. If we can get a more consistent strike from a better setup, that's going to give us a more consistent shot around the green. And depending on what sort of shot you've got, if there's something in the way, you'd think roughly your sort of, what's that sand down you got there, will come out on such a trajectory. You're looking at about sort of, I guess, 60% air, 40% roll would be a ballpark figure with the sand down. Okay. As you then go down to maybe a pitching wedge, come out a little bit lower and therefore run a little bit more. Probably 50-50. And then if you go sort of the 7 or the 8 iron, I would say probably 25% in the air and then 75% roll. So it's going to vary from club to club. It's the same technique. And what I would suggest is get on the chipping green on a practice ground somewhere around here. Is hit some shots to try and perhaps land them on the cone and see where the ball, when it lands by the cone, where does it run to? Okay, so the 7 iron, it lands by that, it's going to run probably another good 10 or 15 yards in the rough. Sand iron will land there and probably stop within about 5 yards. Depending on the type of shot you've got, you know, you've got the shot in your bag, and okay, right, I can chip with this club, that club, that club, that club. Guys who just use 7 irons, it can be helpful on some shots, but you're limiting what you can and can't do. There's a bunker in the way, you're screwed.
I know, I went through a phase of always using a sand wedge. And then
which can be good,
but then
you make some shots harder.
But then if you land on green, it sometimes it stops too quickly.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And that's it. You need to have different shots in your bags, but it's the same technique. Feet narrow, weight forward. Just push a bit more weight on that left side, keeping your hands in front, and then just swing of the arms and the wrist. There's not much hinge of the wrist there at all. Not only much shoulder work, and lower half's fairly quiet anyway. So just a small little swing, nudging the ball to your target. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah. Somebody said, I was reading something like that.